Well, I guess we're restarting that. That was lame. That was a really good start, too.
Here we go.
If you're holding a direction while spamming A, you don't actually go through the options faster. You go through them slower. And my auto splitter resets whenever it sees the image of Infernax, but you can spam through that fast enough to the point where my auto splitter won't stop after seeing that. But in my case, I was holding the left button, so I wasn't able to spam through it fast enough. It wasn't a dead run. I could just have kept continuing and just retimed it, but I don't really like retiming anything. I might as well just reset. Basically, the only goal at this beginning part is I need to have 25 coins. Because you need to donate to the chest in the church. And you need 25 gold to do that, otherwise... So I need these dudes to drop 5 coins. Hey. So you do the setup to keep it nighttime by breaking the death cutscene as you die. And you can press pause when you cancel out of a text box, hence why you have the shrine menu up. But now you have to make sure to not hold the attack button. So for example, Maxim Gun is the only one where you can hold the button and constantly attack. All the other characters you need to press the button. So with all the other characters you can attack and not go through the load because you need to spam the attack. But with this guy, you need to hold it if you want to continuously do damage. And then once Maxim Gun lights up, you hold the button down to kill yourself, and you're still in nighttime, even though that's not supposed to happen. I killed myself mid-cutscene, but the quest line ended up completing. There, I need to press pause at the same time that I talk to the vendor. So everything was right up until that point. That took way too long. So here, you just need to make sure you don't press B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, so you have to make sure you don't press B, because if you press B, you cancel out of the menu and you kind of need it. And I'm thinking maybe you can use that teleport skip to get out of Dungeon 3 faster than if you were to...
Yay.
Damn, dude. Than if you were to... do the teleport from the shrine. So you would use the teleport from Quest 1 in order to teleport closer to Town 2, because it's just right above. Maybe that'll be faster for the Defeat Belphegor, but I would need to check. Yo, Mexican Runner with that holy crap raid, dude. The message no mames. Really do appreciate that. I'd give you a shout out, but I can't right now. But yeah, this is for anyone hanging out from Mexican Runner's stream. This game is called Infernax. It is a Metroidvania inspired by Castlevania 2 and Zelda 2 for the NES. It's got a day-night cycle. Day and night have different enemies. They're not all different, but there are different enemies. Now, I'm currently doing the Submit to Robert category. My splits say 27 minutes, but it's not correct because I'd never submitted to Robert in that run, but I did save the splits. So it was also a bad run, so it's not really a big deal. Yo, appreciate the good luck, by the way. And this category has a lot of glitches going on. And as what you can see right now, I'm carrying this merchant text box that I'm not supposed to be doing in order to use it somewhere else. Yo, appreciate those follows. And I need to carry this all the way to the exit of Dungeon 1, which is where I'm currently at. This is Dungeon 1. And I use it right before I get to Dungeon 2, about halfway through. Assuming I can get there, it'll be really cool to show it off. Because you haven't really missed any glitches, other than the one that sets this specific glitch setup. Oh, I didn't want to take damage. But yeah, the current world record for this is 32:29 or something like that. It's really high. So we've managed to lower the time by over 5 minutes with these glitches. Yo, I appreciate the good luck. Zeldavania, yeah. That makes sense. How's it going? Corinthian Stop Team. Argonville. Nebneb 5000. Tatomu. Mexican Runner. I'll turn the lights on. So the cool thing is usually when you have a text box open and you die, the text box freezes on screen. But for some reason, the text box doesn't freeze when it comes to a merchant shop menu. So it just allows us to kill ourselves and go back to our last respawn point faster than if you just weren't to do it. Yeah, I was expecting that. I wasn't supposed to take damage there, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, it just lets us go back to our last respawn point a little bit faster than if we were to walk back. We're not really saving all that much time, but you know. So there, I was upgrading my power, so now I have power 2. But at the same time, you can't press B while having the shop menu up because you'll get rid of it. So what you need to do is you need to upgrade, and then as soon as you press A, the shop will tell you, do you want to buy this shield spell that I currently have highlighted? And then as soon as you press A to click on that, you immediately press B. And during the transition of like the text box showing up, whether if you want to buy the spell or not, it won't close the menu for the shop itself. So you're able to close the menu without having close the shrine menu without closing the shop menu. And this is where you use the glitch. So basically you talk to this guy, which is Robert, and then you tell him, yes, I want to drink with you. And because I have the text box, I can now press B on that text box, and this cutscene right here, I'm not supposed to be able to move during it, but closing the text box allows me to move through it. So that's what you're seeing right now. So now instead of having the shop menu, which I got rid of, I had to get rid of it, I am now using the Robert text box for the cutscene. And assuming I don't die, I can show you what it does. So I won't spoil it. But if I die, I'm gonna have to start from the beginning. So as you can tell, the text box does block the top view, but I mean, it's not really a big deal. There isn't really much up there that can screw you. So here you need to go through 3 text boxes, and after the 3rd text box, which is where I'm at right now, that's where you use the cutscene that I just skipped. So I'm gonna go press A here. You can hear something in the background. And now I'm back where I was. That instantly teleported me away from the dungeon and back to where I was, because that cutscene is essentially a teleporter, but because they don't allow you to move, you don't actually know that. But because we were able to close the text box and allow us to move, we were able to exploit the teleportation that it does to immediately get out. So I don't have to do any backtracking, which saves like probably well over 3 minutes of backtracking. Yeah, it's crazy. So here's another one. So this is Submit to Robert. So I need to pick up this quest in order to start the Submit to Robert. And in order to get another text box that, again, I'm not supposed to be moving in this, you press pause at the same time that you talk to the potion vendor. So he's basically saying, hey, do you want to buy this potion? And you say, basically ignore him. In order to start the quest, you do this, and then you cancel out of the text box. So now I have the quest 1 teleportation while moving because I closed out of the potion vendor. And now when I click the password for the door that they're asking for, which is what I need in order to complete the quest 1, I get instantly teleported inside. So all of this thing that you're looking at right now, it would be the backtracking that you would have to do after you're done with Dungeon 3. When it comes to this category, you don't need to kill any of the bosses. All you need to do is submit to Robert. So, essentially, we skip the bosses because there's no need to kill them. And therefore, the reason why I'm coming in here is because I need the double jump that the dungeon gives me. So all of that time you just saw me do, including this dungeon, assuming I don't die, because I can die, unfortunately, we don't need to do any of that backtracking anymore. It instantly teleports us back to the beginning, which again saves like a boatload of time. I wish I could tell you how much, but I honestly don't know. There is a skip that allows us to skip the key and the door for this dungeon. But the problem is you can't do that while having this teleportation glitch happen at the same time. So essentially, I have to pick up this key because there's no way to skip it. So I pick up the key, and then I just turn back. I hope I don't die, but I mean, there's a chance I can die. So I'm just basically going there. Like, there isn't really much to say. This is Maxim Gun, so he's like the easiest character that you can play with. And then I just casually go through the ground. Hey. So right there, I pick up the power-up, and I say, yes, this is the password. I instantly get teleported to this part. So, if you were paying attention, but where are you? I'm right above the town. So that skips, like, probably over 15 rooms of nothing but backtracking. So now I'm going to complete the quest right here. Why it's worth it? Remind you, classic retro. If you're an old gamer and multi-endings. 8? No, there's 9. Also support because he's awesome. Yeah, there's 9 endings. But yeah, this game has a lot of different endings. So hopefully this splits. Hey, okay, it split. Should you get Infernax? Pff, hell yeah, man. This game's amazing. There are several characters to play as. This is, this guy's name is Maxim Gun. The original way of playing the game is by using Alcidor. I'm just casually burning the villages, in case you're wondering. This game is amazing, man. Before any of these glitches were found, basically the game was played normally, but due to a boatload of different glitches that have been going around, we've been able to knock out like 4 to 5 minutes off of every single category that has been ran thus far. So now I'm just running around completing the 3 quest lines that I need in order to submit to Robert. And what's really cool is there's a glitch that we already knew about that allows us to skip 3 out of 4 bosses at the very end. So basically, if you were doing Ultimate Evil, you would have to kill 4 bosses to the area where Robert is. But due to this one glitch, it allows us to immediately skip. Sorry, that was another glitch that I didn't need to do, but I did it anyways. Because I upgraded twice without having to wait the 4 seconds that it takes to be able to do it. But anyways, that glitch is pretty difficult, by the way. So it's more of a chance type of thing, and it worked in my favor, so I took advantage of it. Because you need this crow in order to hit this lever. I don't remember what I was saying before, but yeah, like, this game is amazing. So basically the game has, in order to get different endings, the game has morality table. So if you get negative morality by doing bad things, then you can do the bad or the evil or the ultimate evil category. If you do good things, then you get good morality, in which case you'd be able to do either the good or the ultimate good. If you go the ultimate evil route, which is where I'm currently at, you need to kill all of the main 5 bosses in order to get the Necronomicon in order to do Ultimate Evil. The thing is with Submit to Robert, even though you're still doing the Ultimate Evil route, you don't need to kill any of the bosses because Robert is right before the Necronomicon, so we don't really need that, so therefore we can just skip it. Whoops. So the reason why the game is kind of dark right now is because of the glitches that I did. It kind of fades the game and it saves the fade. So I'm not done with glitching. There's still one more glitch, but because I'm currently still practicing the run, doing that jump is extremely difficult. Due to me still trying to practice the run, I'm not doing anything dangerous, and therefore I pick up the teleportation that I need to do for the last glitch after this point. So it's really cool that I'll be able to show it off, because trying to get that jump is really hard, but in this case, it wouldn't have really have mattered right now. So you'd be able to skip picking up this shrine, but I need to pick it up now. So I go back to Town 3, and I go in here. And then I do this. I take this cutscene with me. So basically this is Grandma saying, hey, do you want to sleep? You say, yes, I do. But you say, yes, I do at a much later time. So this is Robert. Robert's basically saying we need to take care of the things that, you know, are trying to tell us not to do. So I go through here and then I spam yes. You want to sleep? Well, this is the final glitch right here. So we go from day to night, and now we're past this wall that you're not supposed to be at unless you kill 3 bosses. And we immediately reach the final boss. So obviously, unless you know what I'm skipping, it's not as impressive. But I just skipped 3 out of 4 bosses, and I skipped like 4 different encounters by doing all of what I just did. And then I just spam A. And this is where Robert says, do you want to join me or what? And you say yes. And that's a 26:49 world record. I just knocked out over 5 minutes. This is the fastest way of beating the game that doesn't contain the sleep or the coward ending. Because there are 2 different ways of beating the game without actually having to do with much of anything. But those aren't actual categories for the game because of just how dumb they are. Because it's basically like a 2 and a 7 minute run without really doing anything. But 26:49 is the fastest way of beating the game by actually playing it. And Maxim Gun is by far like the easiest character to use, but because of how the glitches work, I'm not gonna say he's necessarily difficult. It's just remembering what to do. But yeah, that 26:49, that's really freaking cool. So again, the world record before this was a 32 and some odd number. Like, look at that, the massive difference. Oh man, that is so cool. It took me over 4 days to reroute this, by the way. And finally use the emote. What is the emote from? Oh, it's just the, I think it's the follower emote. Yeah, follower emote, but yeah. I thought it was a bit emote. But yeah, 26:49. So we can probably make this like a 26, I wanted to say 26:30, but my sum of best is a 26:33, so who knows. And got big. Yeah, that's over 5 minutes. Over 5 minutes of knocked out time that took me 4 days to reroute. That is freaking cool, man. This is the most fun I've had when it comes to the game. It is just so cool. obviously, I still need a. I'm gonna keep going until I get a better time because I now need to focus on doing all of the difficult things. But you know, if quick shout out once again, I'll shout out the Mexican runner once the credits stop because if I click outside of the game stops and I don't want it to stop. But yeah, that's Mexican runners amazing. You should definitely check them out. This game's amazing. It's on Xbox Game Pass. So if there are anyone out there that has Xbox Game Pass, you can play this game right now. It released this year on the 14th of February, so you know it's got a few months. A few months under its belt, and we were doing all of the runs normally right up until like 2 months ago when Ascetism showed up and he just like broke the game entirely. It's crazy. Yeah, this is by far the most